So, hey, my YouTubers and everyone in the world. Today is June the 3rd. It's a beautiful Friday all day. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and that notification bell so you guys can see more of me. Now, today's topic is going to be 5 signs that it's time to be single, guys. We need to know when it's time to be single so that we'll have a better understanding of this. Now, the first sign that it's time for you to be single is you're no longer independent. When you get to a point in your life and in your relationship where you feel like you're dependent on your partner all the time for everything, I'm talking about paying bills to just doing simple things for you. When you lose a sense of your independence, it is time for you to be single, guys. And I know that it's hard for you to have an understanding of this, but the last thing you want to do is be the type of person that depends on someone else to help you get through whatever it is you're going through. So yes, if you are dependent on your partner all the time, then it's time for you to be single. Now, the second sign to know that it's time for you to be single in 2022, guys, is you don't know how to be alone. When you feel like you always have to be around someone else, when you feel like you always have to talk to someone, when you feel like you always have to have company, then guys, it's time for you to be single so that you can spend that time with yourself and get to know yourself again. You can't fully get to know yourself if you always around someone else. So if you feel like you have a problem with being alone and spending time by yourself, then yes, it's time for you to be single. It's time for you to start getting yourself together and figuring out the things that you want for your life. Now, the third sign to know that it's time for you to be single, guys, in 2022 is you are on the grind right now. You're grinding hard. That means that you always at work. That means that you always at school. That means that you always doing things to get yourself situated. If you are lining your ducks up so that your future is a lot brighter than what it is right now, then it's time for you to be single. Because the thing is, if you're in a relationship at this point in your life, you're not going to have the time to really put into that relationship and make it work. See, sometimes we have to choose ourselves over relationships with other people so that we can get ourselves together, because you can't help other people if you haven't helped yourself. So if you on a grind right now and you're going to school and you're going to work and you're hustling and you're finding different ways to get paid, then right now is the time for you to be single, because you do not have time for any unnecessary distractions. Now, the fourth sign to know that it's time for you to be single in 2022, guys, is you don't have strong relationships with different people, with family members. If you feel like your relationships in the past have damaged you in some type of way, then it's probably time for you to be single so that you can focus on getting yourself together and building up your self-esteem again and figuring out what's going to make your life better, what's going to make you happy, what's going to work for you, or what you need to change about you in order to establish better relationships with people moving forward. So if you have a lot of toxic relationships, whether it's friends, family, or a spouse, then it's time for you to reconsider what's going on in these relationships and what part you are playing in and what you need to change up. Now, the fifth sign to know, guys, that you need to be single, it's time to be single, it's time for you to be alone in 2022, guys, is you're suffering from heartache and pain. Now, if you just decided that you wanted to get into a relationship with someone else because you don't want to be alone or you're trying to replace your ex, then it's definitely time for you to be single, because you're going into a new relationship with old baggage. You're not giving yourself time to heal. So even if you are dealing with heartbreak right now, that's normal. We all go through that. But it's a point in your life where you have to grow through it. You've been through it. You know what it's like. Now it's time for you to move forward with the most positive, productive attitude as possible. And in order to do that, you have to acknowledge that heartbreak. You have to face it head on. Getting into a rebound relationship is not the answer. In fact, that will even make things worse. That'll make matters worse, because you're not giving yourself time to heal. So you're taking old baggage and putting it into a new relationship, and it just makes it even worse. So if you're dealing with heartache and pain, grow through that situation before you go to another relationship. That's my advice. And the bonus for today, guys, on the signs to know that it's time for you to be single in 2022, guys, is you are skeptical of every relationship. If you feel like you have to question every relationship and everyone's tensions and what they plan on doing, or you overthinking all these situations, then it's time for you to start focusing on yourself and get your life together. If you're skeptical of every relationship, whether it's with who, no matter who it's with, at the end of the day, if you feel like you can't trust anyone, then it's time for you to be single so that you can get yourself together, get your thoughts right, and figure out what's best for you. So I hope that this video of the 5 signs to know that it's time to be single in 2022, plus that bonus, opens your eyes to the realities of the situations that we're dealing with today. And until the next video, guys, peace.